Hi, good morning. This week we'll go deeper into what is critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is a general term given to a wide range of cognitive and intellectual skills needed to effectively identify, analyze, and evaluate arguments, okay, discover and overcome personal prejudices and biases, formulate and present convincing reasons in support of conclusion, make reasonable, intelligent decisions about what to believe and what to do, and analyze, evaluate, and reason to solve problems and to make decisions. Now we move on to what is critical thinking standards. Okay. The most significant critical or intellectual thinking standards are clarity, accuracy, precision, relevance, depth, breadth, logic, fairness. Okay. The acronym that you have to remember are CAP, red, blue, F, CAP, CAP, red, RD, blue, BL, F. Okay, so it's clarity, A for accuracy, P for precision, R for relevance, D for depth, red, blue, B for breadth, blue, L for logic, and lastly F for fairness. Okay, this is to say that whatever information you get, yeah, and you as the person who receives the information have to assess whether the information fulfills the standard, the CAP, RD, blue, BLF. For example, clarity. Okay, is the information clear? Does it have clarity? And another example would be fairness. The subject being discussed in the information. Do you give fairness to the person before making judgments? Those are examples of how these standards of critical thinking is being applied to the information that we received. Let me further explain. Clarity. What is clarity? Okay. You will always have to seek clarity in whatever information which comes to you. Okay. Can you, a ways of seeking clarity would be asking questions such as, can you elaborate further on that point? Let's say someone comes to you and gives out an information, right? So to seek clarity, you will ask questions such as, can you elaborate further on that point? Can you express that point in another way? Can you give me an illustration? Can you give me an example? Okay. Clarity is the first or the gateway standard for critical thinking. If a statement is unclear, we cannot determine whether it is accurate or relevant. In fact, we cannot tell anything about it because we don't know what is it saying. Let's say a person comes to you and you don't know whether to believe or not because you are really not clear about what he or she is saying. There are people who will accept anything, whether make it a gossip or hearsay or fake news, right? A critical thinker will definitely seek for clarity before agreeing or receiving information which comes to him or her. Okay. The second critical thinking standard is accuracy. Accurate. The questions that we normally ask to seek accuracy is questions such as, is that really true? Okay. Or how can we check that? How can we check that? And how can we find out whether it is true? Okay, remember, first we will seek clarity. Second, we will go for accuracy. Yeah. A statement can be clear but not accurate, as in, the chicken weighs over 3 kilos. All right. See, the statement a chicken is over 3 kilos. It is clear, right? But it is not accurate. Over 3 kilo, is it 3.2 kilos or is it 3.9 kilos? Okay, so that's the difference between clarity and accuracy. We now go to precision, precise, from the word precise. Questions such as, can you give me more details? Can you be more specific? A statement can be both clear and accurate, but not precise, as in, Shima is tall. That's clear. Okay, that's accurate, and you see Ma'am Shima, she's tall. But it is not precise. We don't know how tall I am. You don't know. Okay. Example, to make the statement more precise, you will say, Shima is 5 feet and 9 inches tall. That's a precise statement. Okay. Now reflect on the differences between clarity, accuracy, and precision. Moving on. Now, relevance. Okay. Questions for relevancy are questions such as, how is that connected to the question? And how does that bear on the issue? Okay. A statement can be clear, accurate, precise, but not relevant to the question and issue. For example, students often think that the amount of effort they put into a course should be used in raising their grade in a course. Often, however, the effort does not measure the quality of student learning. And when this is so, effort is irrelevant to their appropriate grade. Okay, there's no relevance between grades and effort. Okay, you can put so much effort, but the time spent, the effort that you make, does not determine your grades. Why? Why is that so? Because imagine a student who maybe is more skillful, or um, or she studies smart, yeah, or has good memorization and comprehension, but she uses less effort to understand or cover or study about something, let's say a topic of a course. Okay, so when it comes to critical thinking, yeah, people might bombard you with so many information. You may have so many information at hand, but critical thinkers consider the relevance of certain information to the issue at hand. Okay, they do not accept from A to Z. Okay? They really think about is the information at hand relevant to the topic or the problem we are trying to solve, right? So to recap, we have clarity, C, accuracy, A, precision, P, which makes cap, and we have relevance, R, and now we come to depth, deep depth. Okay, questions which deal with depth are questions such as, how does your answer addresses complexities in that question? And how are you taking into account the problems in the question? And is that dealing with the most significant factor? Well, the statement can be clear, accurate, precise, relevant, but superficial. That is lack depth. Okay. For example, the statement just say no, which is often used to discourage children and teens from using drugs, is clear, accurate, precise, and relevant. Nevertheless, it lacks depth because it treats an extremely complex issue, which is taking drugs, the pervasive problem of drug use among young people, superficially, right? It fails to deal with the complexities of the issue. Okay, the issue of taking drugs. Okay, why do people or youngsters are into drugs nowadays? Maybe lack of attention from parents, peer influence, boredom, too much free time. Yeah, it's not a straight issue. There's so many contributing factors to the problem. Okay, so to resolve the problem by just a statement, just say no to drugs. It really does not have depth, right? So back to critical thinkers. Critical thinkers will seek depth in any information they receive, all right? Any complaints, any problems, and they will see whether the information at hand has depth before believing or accepting totally the information. Okay, we have RD, as in rate, cap rate. Okay, then we have three more, B, L, and F. Okay, B for broad, breadth. Okay, what are the questions that people ask for breadth? Questions such as, do we need to consider another point of view? Is there another way to look at the question? What will this look like from a conservative viewpoint? What will this look like from the point of view of someone else? Okay? A line of reasoning may be clear, accurate, precise, relevant, deep, but lack of breadth, as in an argument from either teacher or student standpoint, which gets deeply into an issue, but only recognizes the insights of one side of the question. Okay? It's like a not so stable scale. Yeah, you like only consider certain side of an argument. Back to the taking issue on taking drugs. Like we normally listen to the people, like the outer parties, like not the person who's taking drugs. We listen to problems about the country expected of these youngsters, what the parents have to say, what the school, yeah, what the society, the community, but we refuse to attend to the victim, the people who are taking drugs. It means that we are being berat sebelah. So in doing critical thinking, in practicing critical thinking, we will always have to consider parties, all the parties involved in the issue, right? So that's for breadth, and we have logic, yeah, logic, and also fairness. Yeah? So what are the questions for logic? Okay. Questions like, does this really make sense? Yeah. Does this follow from what you said? How does that follow? Before you imply this, now you are saying that. How can both be true? When we think, we bring a variety of thoughts together into some order, okay? When the combination of thoughts are mutually supporting and making sense in that combination, the thinking is logical, okay? When the combination is not mutually supporting, is contradictory in some sense, or does not make sense, the combination is not logical. Yeah, some things are just not logic. Okay? Critical thinkers will be able to smell it, or detect. Okay, sometimes, yeah, you have parents who are very pious, yeah, and suddenly you listen, people are saying that the son is doing something opposite, the opposite. Like, well, that's not logic. I mean, the son was born, raised in such a good, respected family. Well, I mean, I just want to explain, what logic is. Yeah, the chronology or combination. Yeah, it's not in sequence, and that is when it is illogical. Okay, and the last critical thinking standard is fairness. Okay, students, critical thinkers, okay, have the kind of thinking that is always fair. Okay, how can a critical thinker practice this? By being open-minded, yeah, accepting other people's point of view, right? By being impartial, not taking sides, okay? Free of distorting biases and preconceptions. Okay, critical thinker does not practice being biased, right? Just because she is more my friend than B, I will only consider what she says. Okay? And we don't make we don't have concepts. I mean, pre-concept means your personal concept is so much fossilized into you that you refuse to think from other people's point of view, although other people's point of view can be beneficial or even true in solving certain problems. Okay, students, there we go. We have the critical thinking standard, and I repeat: cap, red, blue, F, right? So clarity, accuracy, precision, breadth, logic, depth, sorry, see, we have cap, red, blue, CAP, RD, PLF, clarity, accuracy, precision. Red is for RD. What is R? What is R? Oh, relevance, depth, right? Breadth. L is for logic, and F is for fairness. All right. Okay. Then I would want to explain about some benefits to critical thinking and introduce you to barriers to critical thinking, and that's all. Yeah. So what are the benefits of critical thinking? I'm sure you can name some, but for today, let me explain 3 benefits of critical thinking. The first one is academic performance. If you think critically, if you are a critical thinker, you will achieve academic performance. Okay, because critical thinker understand arguments and beliefs of others. Because also critical thinkers will evaluate critically those arguments and beliefs. And later, critical thinkers will develop and defend their well-supported arguments and beliefs. Yeah, that's how critical thinkers are better academically. Okay. Secondly, critical thinking helps us in our workplace. Okay, how is that? It helps us to reflect and get a deeper understanding of our very own and decisions from others too. It encourages open-mindedness, especially being open to change. Change is many times good for everybody. Okay. It also helps or aids us in being more analytical in solving our problems. Right. And lastly, number 3, critical thinking will definitely help us in our daily lives. How does it do that? Okay. First, it helps us to avoid making foolish personal decisions. It also promotes an informed and concerned citizenry capable of making good decisions on important social, political, and economic issues. Thirdly, it aids in the development of autonomous thinkers capable of examining their assumptions, dogmas, and prejudices. Right. Those are ways of how critical thinking can help us in our daily lives. All right. We come to the last part of today's lesson, which I'm going to touch a little bit on barriers to critical thinking. If critical thinking is so important, why aren't everybody practicing it? Okay, so we have barriers to critical thinking. Okay. The common barriers are lack of relevant background information, poor reading skills, okay, poor listening skills, biasness, prejudices, superstition, egocentrism, sociocentrism, mindless conformism, okay, narrow-mindedness, close-mindedness, distrust of reason, stereotyping, yeah, I like that, stereotyping, wishful thinking, okay, selective memory, face saving, and fear of change. Yeah, I've mentioned quite a few, but that's not all. There are so many barriers to critical thinking, and we will go deeper into barriers of critical thinking. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, week 5, right? Okay. Okay, I would like to just share with you what is egocentrism and what is sociocentrism. Yeah, these two famous barriers to critical thinking. Egocentrism is when a person becomes very self-centered. Okay, when you are self-centered, you practice self-centered thinking. You are only interested in yourself, and you will have self-serving biases, right? Secondly, what is sociocentrism? Okay, sociocentrism is when you practice what other people, yeah, outside of you, I mean, apart from yourself, what other people want you to do. You think of what the society or what the group. It is also called group-centered thinking. Okay, group bias or conformism. Okay, it's like your action depends on what is expected of you from the society. Make it your parents, your family, the people you mix with. Like example, I have. I want to buy a pair of trousers here, for instance, a pair of trousers, and I really like this pair. And you know, my friends who accompanied me shopping, they will say out their mind. They say, my friends say, "Oh, blue makes you look younger," things like that. And that pants is not blue in color. It's like maybe it's pink, and you want a pink pants. But your friends, yeah, can influence, yeah, can influence you on your decision. That is an example of sociocentrism. All right. So, students, what we have done today is I've shared with you 3 things. Okay. First is standards of critical thinking. Secondly, is barriers to benefits of critical thinking, and thirdly, barriers to critical thinking. Well, I hope that you all understand today's lesson, and I will see you again next time. Next lesson. Bye for now. Don't forget, okay, to do all the exercises in our LLS3753 model. Thank you and see you later. Bye.